Hello and welcome back to another episode of UNCUT XCOM 2 War of the Chosen. It's been a while since our last episode, so let's not waste any time. Today's new soldier is brought to you by Jason Hammett. In 2015, the Earth was doing well enough on its own, but the Space Invaders had other plans for humanity. They ravaged the entire planet and installed the Advent organization as a means of keeping the peace, while they conducted experiments on us behind the cover of gene therapy. In the 20 years since Advent's development, many of the cultural norms of human society have been forced out of the major cities and into the slums and resistance camps. Jason the Ripper Hammett is a member of a rock band that's determined to keep the spirit of Earth and humankind alive with their music. The aliens would rather they didn't do that. During one of their concerts, a group of Advent peacekeepers attempted to shut down the show, but Jason and his bandmates were having none of that. They rallied the crowd and forced the Advent soldiers into a mosh pit where they were beaten to death. It was a gruesome sight to be sure, but I can't say I feel bad about aliens getting slaughtered. Shortly after the incident, Jason decided to take up arms against Advent. He fought with a resistance group and eventually contacted and joined Xcom. Okay folks, as I have no doubt already said, it has been a while since we've been here, but we are back and we are ready to start whooping some alien booty. We're doing a resistance operation today provided by the skirmishers, and our objective is to recover an operative. Our reward is an engineer and a nice amount of intel, so let's get right out there and start putting in work. Now hold on just a minute before we go out on the mission. We have to look at our squad composition. We have a Reaper, 2 Rangers, Grenadier, and Specialist. Our Reaper Dragonova still using her conventional loadout, the Vector Rifle and the Claymore. Next up, our first Ranger is a Blade Master, Francesca Apex Petrova. She's using the Magnetic Boltcaster, Ionic Axes, Flashbang, and the Dragon Round. So she's going to deal big damage and has a chance to set organic targets on fire. Next up, our second Ranger is a Phantom Author Boss. He's coming in with a shotgun, arc blade, talon rounds to increase his critical hit chance and damage, and a battle scanner to give us some extra map visibility. Next up, Carl, the Fanboy Jr. Knuckle is coming in hot. He's our Grenadier. He is a Shredder, so he's going to be able to take down the armor of those heavily armored targets. He's got a gas grenade, blue screen rounds, which is going to make him more powerful against mechanical units, and another flashbang. And finally, Zani Zoha is our Specialist. She has the tier 2 Gremlin, the Skulljack to increase our hack rating, and a med kit so she can heal us if we need it. Okay, so without further ado, let's do it.
We're being asked to assist in a rescue operation for a Resistance VIP currently trapped by Advent in the tunnels beneath the city center. I'm not sure what our target was up to, but the Resistance needs us to get him out of there. Hostile activity in the area is very likely, so keep your heads up.
A hostile activity is very likely. When have we ever gone anywhere and there have not been aliens? Central Officer Bradford is being an asshole.
The Resistance VIP is hiding in the tunnels not far from your position. One of their field operatives is also on site to assist you in the rescue. Firebrand is standing by, but be careful. We'll have limited opportunities to set up a viable extraction point down there.
Okay, this is my least favorite mission type in the War of the Chosen expansion pack. It is very difficult if you make a wrong decision. What we have to do is we have to get all the way over here to rescue this VIP, and as soon as we rescue them, wave after wave of reinforcements are going to come in, and we have to defend until our evac is available to us. I think we have to defend for a total of 4 turns, and it's a tricky mission. So we're gonna try and get it done without losing anybody. We've already got eyes on a group of enemies, 2 sectoids, and a Viper. Now, even though I haven't recorded for a considerable number of days, I have been playing a lot of XCOM in my free time. I enjoy playing XCOM just as a thing to play. It's one of those games where it's not something that all I do is record with, and I actually have a lot of fun just going through missions and killing aliens and testing out different strategies and crafting my own meta, if you will. Especially with mods, you can really change up the gameplay experience, and in the modded campaign that I'm playing in my spare time, things have gone considerably different than how they've gone in this campaign. It's very interesting for me to look at that stuff. So with all of that said, there is going to be a lot of I'm going to feel like a veteran coming into this. I'm not going to be all sloppy and making bad decisions. I'm going to whoop ass, and these aliens are going to get destroyed, and I'm feeling good about that. But the reason, if in case you're curious, why I took a little bit of a vacation is because I needed some me time. I felt like you were just smothering me a little bit, and I just wanted some time for myself. Is that okay? No, yeah, I took a little vacation. That's the gist of it. And this group of enemies, the double sectoid, or the double toid, and the viper are moving in the opposite direction of the objective, and I don't necessarily need to chase them down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Francesca up just a bit. Hopefully that'll give me some vision on them. No, it is not, but what I will do is I will leave her there, and I will leave Author Boss nearby as well, and I will kind of keep the squad tucked in this general area and continue moving forward with Dragonova so I can scout out the rest of the map. Because depending on... Never mind, there's enemies right next to the VIP. I was going to say, depending on how the rest of the enemies are positioned, I may not kill that first group of enemies. But from the looks of things, I'm going to have to kill the first group and then move on to the second group. So, this just got a little bit awkward. But yeah, but going back to the me time thing, that kind of stuff is pretty important. Taking time to clear your head, taking some time for yourself to just sort of take inventory of your life and see how things are going, etc. Because the truth be told, mental health is a very important thing. It is something that I think a lot of people, myself included, will neglect. Now, speaking of mental health, these sectoids can be very bad for the mental health of our soldiers, because they have the ability to control their minds with the mind spin ability. So we're going to try and take them out as efficiently as possible. So at this point, since we don't have a turn timer, we're gonna try and set up an ambush on these guys. We do have some very, very weird vision. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we kind of have vision on the enemies. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a very safe approach to this. We're not going to move into any tiles where we might accidentally trigger. Now, a problem that a lot of newer XCOM players might run into right now, and I've no doubt explained this before, right now we have eyes on all three enemies in the group, but if I only had eyes on two of the enemies, then I would not be able to see all of the tiles that would reveal me. So if I only had eyes on, let's say, the Viper, for example, then moving to a certain tile would run the risk of revealing, because I don't know what all the enemies could see. Did that make sense? It felt like it made sense in my head, but as I started explaining it, it felt like it made less and less sense. It doesn't matter. The point is, we're going to destroy this pod of enemies. Where are they going? They've just backed themselves into a little hole in the wall, and oh, so this kind of explains my point perfectly. Right now, I only have vision on a single toid in this group of double toid and viper. So there is potential that moving to this square that I have my cursor over right now is within the line of sight of one of the other toids or the viper. So moving to that square comes with a certain amount of danger. So what I'm going to do is move my Reaper into position where I can see all three enemies, and then we will switch back over to Francesca. The vision is still the same. The other enemies do not see her, but better safe than sorry. Now we can officially start positioning ourselves to ambush the hell out of these enemies. This took way too long to start. Like, this should have been over already. This whole episode should have been over already. This is taking too much damn time. So let's do this. Francesca Apex Petrova is so damn powerful with this boltcaster. I basically have the ability to choose which target I want to die. She has a 100% chance to hit on all of them. I think the Viper is probably the scariest and the most irritating out of all of them, so let's take the shot on that thing. Boom. Instant kill. Not worried about it at all. So let's see how this ambush plays out. Pause. Alright, it was overall pretty solid. We killed a Toid and a Viper, and all that remains is a single lonely Toid, and I think I'm going to use Author Boss to eliminate it, because... I've been spotted. Yeah, totally worth it. Maybe not worth it. We got flanked. That might have been a bad idea. Well, actually, that was guaranteed that was a bad idea. But I've made worse decisions. Maybe not. I probably shouldn't have done that. I definitely shouldn't have done that, actually. I've been playing XCOM all this time. Oh, I'm so good at this game. I make wonderful decisions. Oh, jeez. Okay, so look, every once in a while, when you're playing XCOM, when you've got Predator armor and magnetic weapons and a guy like Author Boss running around blasting people in the face, you make some bad decisions, right? It happens to it. We're human. We all make bad decisions. But one thing that I've learned over the couple of days that I've taken a little vacation is that you should never feel bad about getting lucky. Because Author Boss got lucky. There's no reason he should have survived. But he did. And I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to accept it as a thing that happened, and I'm actually going to feel very good about it. So now that we hacked into that mech and took control of it, it's going to soak up a decent amount of damage for us. And if it doesn't get instantly killed, it's gonna provide us with a nice tactical advantage for a couple of turns. So now what we have to do is figure out the best course of action here. And I think that the best course of action is going to be to position Author Boss in a way where he can blast this Advent Trooper in the back. 100% chance to hit. It's glorious. They should have killed him when they had the chance. What's a little crazy about this situation is I don't even feel like I need to go into full strategy mode. You guys remember full strategy mode, right? When I start playing the music and a whole bunch of craziness starts happening. You guys remember that, right? I don't even feel like I need that power right now. I feel like I'm in total control of the situation. But be that as it may, some of these targets, we don't have great shot percentages on them. So we'll just throw out suppression on the Advent Officer. The Toid is going to be a little bit annoying. And realistically, I should try and kill it. But I can't kill it in a single turn. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to throw a flashbang at it. Can't reach it with the... Yeah, I'm going to throw a flashbang at the Toid. I don't want it to mind control anybody. So there we go. Advent Officer going to put a mark on Carl Kernukle and shooting him through the suppression, but that is going to miss, so he will remain suppressed, but unfortunately because he has no actions, he's not going to move or try and do anything crazy while that's happening. The Flamer does not know what to do with himself because he's too far away to use his flamethrower, and even worse, he does not see any targets that would benefit from getting a grenade thrown at their faces. So, now that we have control of the mech, the first thing we're going to do is walk it right next to the Advent Officer and his buddy, the Flamer, and then we are going to launch some micro missiles directly on top of ourselves. Friendly fire? I do not care. This is the best part about taking control of the enemies. You get to do dumb stuff like that. The main reason I feel comfortable doing a move like that is because I'm going to have to kill the mech eventually. It's not going to be our friend forever, so I may as well shred a little bit of its armor now so it'll be easier to take out when the need arises. And as always, we have an Advent Purifier that we need to kill, and the question of the day, is it going to blow up? I'm leaning towards yes. I feel in my heart that it is going to explode. So let's find out. Come on. Fine. Fine. It's no big deal. It's no big deal that it didn't blow up. It's what it...
Moving to position.
That's probably not going to crit. I haven't touched this save file in a while, and I forgot how powerful my soldiers were in it. I'm having such a good time right now. So the sectoid has been set on fire, and it's stunned, so it's going to get burnt to a crisp in the next turn. So we can get ready to rescue the VIP, but what we have to be... What the hell? Let's put him out of his misery. We don't need to burn him to death, right? That's a little bit mean. So there we go. We got Dragonova at kill. She's not going to break out of Shadow because she has Silent Killer. But here's the trick with this. I forgot the loot. Damn it. I should have gone for that. So here's the trick with this mission type that I've learned. As soon as we go for the VIP, like I mentioned before, reinforcements are going to start pouring in, and they pour in every single turn for 4 turns. From what I've seen in all of the times that I've done this mission, it is 4 enemies from 2 different locations on the map every time. And I have found the best strategy for dealing with this is to run away like a little baby and hide somewhere until the 4 turns are over. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull a lot of our soldiers back into this position, because it'll be pretty easy for us to defend from where we are. There's a lot of full cover. The evac zone is probably going to come somewhere in this area, and it's pretty safe. So we're gonna keep everybody nice and tight back here. We'll use Dragonova to get the VIP. We'll just put the mech right next. I don't even know what I should do with the mech, because it... Well, I guess I'll kill it next turn before it... Can I just kill it now? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna kill the mech. I'm gonna destroy it because we don't need it anymore. This is so evil. I feel so bad for doing that to the mech. But anyway, okay, so here's the plan. We're going to move in with Dragonova and trigger the VIP. We're going to say, hey, knock on the glass, tell him to get his ass out here because it's time to motor. And as soon as we do that, the reinforcements are going to start coming in, but we're not going to have line of sight on them, so we'll be able to get away and kind of avoid any conflict. So we're going to end the turn right there. So, VIP, hello, nice to meet you. And the reinforcements are coming in. They're burrowing in from above ground. This batch of reinforcements is a lot closer to our soldiers, so these are going to be the soldiers that we have to worry about the most. But because we're so far away from them, they might not see us, and we might not have to worry about them at all. So we're going to pull the VIP back. This is kind of a gimmicky way to deal with this mission type, but this mission type is kind of frustrating. But if I play my cards right and nobody gets hurt or anything like that, like who's to complain? Who's gonna complain about that, right? It's this the weird dynamic with this mission type is it's nice to farm a little bit of extra experience points from Advent soldiers that come down, the troopers and all that stuff, but running the risk of getting your soldiers damaged is, I don't know, you gotta weigh the pros and the cons. Do I want to try and fight these guys every time they come in one wave at a time and then try and deal with them, get a little extra experience, or do I want to just gimmick the system and hide like a little bitch? And I'm going for option number 2. Reinforcement wave number 2 is plopping down. And group of enemies number 3 is touching down. Another mech and another trooper. So how many is that? 2, 4, 6. So there's 12 enemies on the field right now. Right? Did I do that math right? That's a lot either way. So we're getting a little bit of damage on the Muton. He's now placed himself in full cover. He's taking a shot at Zani Zoha. Woo! Whizzed right by her face there. That blue hair is no doubt making her a slightly easier target to hit, but she was able to dodge. The stun lance are not going to be so lucky, though, taking a big hit of damage from the blue screen rounds and the holo targeting. The blue screen rounds not doing any bonus damage to him, but they still hurt like regular bullets, so that's fine. And I suppose we'll finish it off by... Who's got... I mean, because we have to kill them now, because we have vision on them, so we have to kill them. So what I'll do is I will suppress the stun lancer. That's going to apply holo targeting. I'm going to boost up my chance to hit with the bolt caster. It's going to bring it up to 89. You see that holo target? Is it holo or hollow? I don't know. But either way, it's increasing my chance to hit by 15. Let's do it. Whammo. the kid destroyed the camera that was trying to be all fancy and action and eliminated. I feel good about it. The Muton, on the other hand, not feeling so great about that because we don't have the best shot percentages, but we do have a Claymore, so why don't we use it? We're going to throw that right next to him. Boop. We've plopped it down, and then we're going to take a shot at it. It's not going to kill him. It's also not going to destroy the support beam that he's hiding behind, but it's going to bring him down to 1 hit point. And with that 1 hit point, we have a stock on our gun. The target is confirmed dead. It's like he just fainted from the bullets whizzing by us. He said, "Oh Lord, I can't deal with this no more." So to finish it off, we end the turn. Central Officer Bradford is going to place down the evac zone as soon as these last bit of reinforcements plop down. It is another mech and a trooper, and I'm totally gaming the game. And there we go. So, we kind of just found a gimmick in the system. This is definitely not how this mission type is supposed to go, but this is the easiest way to deal with it. There were 10 additional enemies around, and they would have been just a hassle to deal with it. We could have done it, but why run the risk of getting our soldiers shot in the face? I don't want to take that risk. So, thumbs up for me. Now that we're back on the Avenger, we see that the mission went pretty damn well. Author Boss was the only one that took any damage there, so he's going to be out of commission for a few days, but that is definitely a good outcome overall. You know, you got to look at the pros and the cons, and he could have died because I was playing like an asshole. So, we got the Engineer as the reward and the 85 intel, so the first thing we're going to do is decide where to put them. Our base is coming along very nicely. We have 7 facilities already completed, and we are working on producing the defense matrix and clearing out some more alien debris. We don't have any more spaces that need filling, so we're just going to plop our guy down, excavating more alien debris. It's going to take him 60 days to do that, so as soon as another engineer gets freed up, we will divert them to that project. Next up on our geoscape, the signal jamming dark event is active, so that means any items that we would want to scan for would take additional time. So I'm not going to bother with doing any of that. I'm going to go right back to the Reaper headquarters and scan and gain more intel while time passes. And before long, the Gauss weapon research is going to complete.
Another important step forward in our research.
This is indeed a very important step forward in our research. I've been talking about this a lot during every loadout where I have Dragonova in my squad. I haven't been very comfortable bringing her on missions because her primary weapon has been the conventional tier, but now that we've finished the Gauss weapon research, we can upgrade her weapon, our sharpshooters, and our grenadiers cannons, so that's going to be very valuable to us. And for our next research, we're going to shift over to the Muton Autopsy, which will give us access to alien grenades once it's finished. The main reason you haven't seen a lot of grenade-oriented playstyle from me, I've been using a lot of ammunition instead of grenades, is because the basic frags are kind of shitty once you start encountering Mutons and mechs. They don't do a lot of damage, they don't shred a lot of armor, so I've been opting out of them, but once we get those alien grenades, we're going to start blowing stuff up again, and it's going to be very exciting. Now that we finished researching the Gauss weapons, we have to construct them, but the problem is we do not have enough resources to construct everything we just researched, so I'm going to go with what I feel is going to be the most beneficial to me, and that is the Vector Rifle upgrade and the Sharpshooter upgrade. So now I'll feel a lot more comfortable bringing those 2 soldier classes on missions from now on. Next, we finished a covert action, and this gave us 40 intel as a reward, and we've got to assign another one. This particular action is giving us the breakthrough for modular sniper rifles, which allows us to equip an additional weapon attachment, and that is very powerful, and especially having the right weapon attachments on a sharpshooter, that makes them into unstoppable juggernauts. So as soon as that's done, and as soon as we get more weapon attachments, it's going to be exciting. Next, we turn our attention to the Chosen progress screen. It's very red and ominous and scary looking. The Assassin is about 50% of the way up to finding the Avenger. The Hunter has nearly discovered our operations, and he is about ready to start attacking us. So we're getting kind of tense right here. I would like to take him down before he has a chance to attempt to take us down, but you never know how it's going to happen. We need to get the appropriate promotions so we can finish hunting the Chosen. The dark events that are in progress right now. The one that we're going to stop is Made Whole. That removes all of the Chosen's weaknesses, and because I'm getting ready to attack the Chosen, I don't want them to be strong when I go to assault their base. Last but certainly not least, we have to choose our resistance cards. These have had a tremendous effect on my playstyle and my build order. I've had the card Munitions Expert slotted for the Reapers pretty much since the beginning of the game, and that has allowed me to produce ammunition in the Proving Grounds instantly, and this has gone a long way towards me being able to complete missions without having upgraded grenades. The fact that I have Talent rounds, Tracer rounds, Dragon rounds, Venom rounds, I can beef up the damage of my soldiers and give them opportunities that they wouldn't normally have. But now that I have nearly every ammunition type in the game except armor penetrating, which I definitely want as soon as possible, we're going to switch out that card for Resistance Rising, which gives us 2 additional resistance contacts. So that's going to allow us to expand our reach around the globe, and it's going to increase our income as we do so. Whew, okay, so that was a lot. At the end of the month in XCOM, there's so much stuff to do, so many different things to go on in the base. But we're done. We can take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to deal with another mission. So, with all of that said, the name of the game is XCOM 2. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR Gaming for Comedy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.